Everybody, welcome back to the Tony's Picks Morning Show. I'm Tony T, ready to deliver you free picks here from the college football card. Also, we got picks from the NBA as they open up the season. We'll get to the NHL 16-game card as well. So we'll say hello to the handicappers, and I promise you, we're going to get right down to the picks. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. One of those days, not how I wanted to start the week going 0-3. But, hey, those days happen. So we put it in behind us over here. Learn from all those mistakes and fix them up going forward. Can't wait for today's action. Loaded NHL card to bounce back on. Lots of nice spots to make some money and get those 3 losses back from yesterday. I'm excited. When you kick 5 field goals, hey, you can't win the football game if you only kick 5 field goals. You need to punch some of those into the end zone to get touchdowns to win the football game. So, hey, it's what happens sometimes. Sometimes NFL teams just don't punch them in there. It is what it is.
Nope, that's true, like the Raiders did. But they
like
covered
they
covered with those 5 field goals, especially that last one. There, help me. Right, that's right. Jorge, what's happening?
Don't tell the Steelers that up until last game, they were 4-2 kicking field goals.
Kicking field goals.
You can do it if you have a good enough defense, but
sure,
you could fall on the short end of the stick.
Yep,
no doubt about that, Jorge. So, what's your thoughts on the Monday games?
You could kind of like expected a shootout in Tampa Bay, even with Evans going down. Chargers just awful. I mean, their offense, it's not even a matter of field goals. How do you pick a ball off and then fumble it running down the field and then fumble it again? In the first quarter against one of the worst defenses in the league, and then you kind of just lost their motivation. So, or Arizona's getting healthier. They're a little bit healthier report. They've been banged up for a while now, 3-4 weeks. So eventually these guys either they step up their game or the hurt guys come back, and it's a gradual process. But Arizona didn't look all that bad.
Nope, there are 3 defensive tackles on IR. The backups came through here there for the Arizona team. The defense shown well here, but it may have just been the Chargers offense. I don't know what didn't get it going. But all right, here we go. We got a couple from Conference USA, NBA as well. So let's start here with college football. Even though it's Conference USA, it does probably going to have the highest handle, believe it or not, in the book. We'll start San Luis State, FIU, UTEP, La Tech. We go over to Rod.
Yeah, looking at UTEP, La Tech, I'm looking at I'm going to take UTEP here plus the points. You look at what La Tech did last time out, and they lost to New Mexico State outright, 33-30. Their defense gave up plenty enough points. And you look what UTEP did last time out. They beat FIU last time out. And you look what did Louisiana Tech do to FIU when they played them? They scored 10 points. UTEP put up 30 on FIU. I think UTEP can put up some points on Louisiana Tech in this one. And at 6, this is too many. Give me UTEP plus the 6 in that one. I know Louisiana Tech does play their best football at home. They usually even awful on the road. But it's one of those spots. Give me UTEP plus the points there in that one. And then the other one, I don't trust FIU at all. Give me Sam Houston in that one. I think they got the better offense, and I just don't think that FIU can keep up in the scoring wise. I like the over too in that one. I think Sam Houston puts up some points. FIU is going to put up some points, but I think the Bearcats just put up more points. They just got the better offense. Give me the Bearcats and the over in that one.
Yeah, from Rod, move on over to Jorge.
This Conference USA, what we're seeing is we can't really look at their last game because they're just these teams aren't that good. They're a lot better at home, and they're not very good on the road. Last time Louisiana Tech was at home, they played extremely well. They're winning by almost 9 points a game and putting up 31 points. It's when they go on the road they become dismal. Again, not very many wins for UTEP. They did it on their national TV game. Might be able to call that their Super Bowl. And the fact that they just weren't too motivated in that spot. So I don't know. I'm starting to look at the conference now. Road and home dichotomy. The big issue in this game will be: is the offense of Louisiana Tech going to show up? The defense, they have a pretty solid defense, at least for their conference. So it leans slightly to the under. The FIU game is just going to depend on if the starting quarterback's healthy.
Yeah.
He's supposed to play, but he's has an injured shoulder. Quick.
I know there was one. Let's see
Jenkins.
here. Yeah, Jenkins.
Jenkins and the backup's hurt. So if Jenkins ain't good to go, they're in big trouble. So it's kind of hard to make a play on this game. If Jenkins is playing, they got the national TV game on their whole field now. They're +5. Sam Houston State, I mean, they're good. They were known for defense last year. All of a sudden, they can score some points, but the defense has gone downhill a little bit.
Let me go ahead and let me give you the news on Jenkins here. Head coach Mike McIntyre says he's expected to play here. There's nothing. He's bruised, but nothing permanently damaged.
Oh, okay. Doesn't mean one shot won't knock him out of the game, though. They hit that same shoulder.
Exactly.
Bruce turns to a contusion, bone damage.
And he tries to run the ball, too, right? So he's a dual threat. But they're young. So I'm just going to go on the point that he's healthy to play, and that I would take +5 there if he can get the offense going.
Right there from Jorge. What I think I'm kind of the same path Jorge says. Just take the home teams, right? FIU here. When you look at the performance at home, you see it. They defend the ball well, giving up 4.2 yards a carry at home, 5.8 yards per pass. So the defense rises for FIU at home, and their passing offense 8.6 yards per pass. When you just look at their home numbers, and the issue here with the Bearcats, they really struggle with accuracy and efficiency in the quarterback position in conference. And this is the quarterback for Sam Houston's Hunter. He's the one that's questionable. We're not sure whether or not he'll play. We got clarification from Jenkins, but not from Hunter, from Watson, I should say, for Sam Houston State. And just kind of going on about what Jorge said, looking at La Tech at home in this one. All of UTEP's road games have resulted in double-digit losses. And you look at La Tech at home, 7-3 to the spread at home after a road defeat. So after they lose a game on the road, they come home and they cover most of the time. UTEP 6-10 to the spread on the road. And UTEP, against we know, really bad defensive team, giving up 5 yards a carry, not very good against the pass. And at home, La Tech, the passing game excels here at home, 8.9 yards per pass attempt, 268 yards a game, and they defend and run at home. So again, that home road dichotomy here in this conference, looking at the home teams at both games. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Fix a Morning Show with you every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications because we get right down to business. We get right down to the picks. And also, you can watch us on demand archive here. YouTube does a great job of getting this archive up right away. So if you ever miss a show or you want to see it again for clarification, check out the archive. All right, NBA regular season begins with 2 games here. Knicks and Celtics. Looks like the Celtics will be favored 6 to 5.5. T-Wolves Lakers. Road favorite here for the T-Wolves between 1 point and 1.5. The total in the Laker game 220. Total in the Knicks game 223.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and I think that total's too high for the Knicks and the Celtics. Give me the 220 under the 223.5. There's early season. I think it's just a touch too many. We know New York will like to slow up the pace of this game, and when they play in this one, I'm not going to try to run a track meet with Boston here in the first game of the season. So don't want to slow it up, slow a defensive pace type game. Use all that shot clock. Give me the under 223.5 with a lead to the Knicks plus the 5.5. We know it's banner raising night and all that hoopla. You got to stand there and go through that. Usually, you go the other team gets so it usually riles up the other team. So give me the Knicks plus the points, and I like the under there.
There from Rod. Move on over to Jorge.
Yeah, in that Boston game, there's no Porzingis, and I think they're 21-4 when he was in the lineup, 21-5. He's in the lineup last year, and he's not that big of a physical preference or that big of a defensive difference. I mean, he shoots a lot of threes and he's on the perimeter. The Knicks, they're hurting at their center position. Robinson's out. I can't pronounce the other guy's name correctly. Achiawa. He's out, so they're not going to have their normal post play, but they're going to play a lot of defense. So definitely lean a little bit to the under there. And there's just no question on who to go to between Minnesota and the Lakers. The only reason Minnesota's only favored by 1.5 is because it's just Lakers are a public team. LeBron James and Anthony Davis have only gotten older, and it's going to be more injuries, more time off, more load management. And you know what? Who cares about the James sideshow? I mean, this is ridiculous. It's an insult to basketball. Even if I thought it was the better player, I wouldn't play it. Michael Jordan never put his kid in there. This is just him sitting there playing with his son, all just for him, having nothing to do with helping the Lakers win a championship or have more money. It just shows where the love, how bad the NBA has deteriorated. I hate to jump on that soapbox, but I'm going with Minnesota. They're building a basketball team. They have the younger legs. They have the rising star. And they went and made trades. They brought DiVincenzo over from the Knicks, which is going to be huge.
Yeah.
And Julius Randle. Remember, Julius Randle played for the Lakers. He's going to be fired up to go off on him. And I kind of see him just as being the X factor. They shipped him out, and with this little stunt move they pulled for the James family, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a little extra motivated to be one of the main factors why the T-Wolves beat the Lakers opening game night.
And from Jorge, I'll tell you what I like here. Yeah, I'll be with the Knicks here at plus the points, banner raising nights. I think the Knicks really helped their starting five. Depth is a big concern, but with this head coach, man, he plays starters heavy minutes. You know what I mean? So we'll see if depth comes into play or how he'll handle this team now that he's got improved the starting lineup. But again, the depth is a big question mark, especially with the injuries on the depth. Porzingis out as well on the other side. But I think this helps the Knicks offensively. I'll just take the points here with healthy starters and full rest. Right now, I'll be looking at the Knicks. One thing to note here: when the Knicks are in back-to-backs or they're playing lots of games in a week, I might look to fade the Knicks because again, looking at the depth there, look at the bench. This may be a team to fade when they're with rest disadvantage. That's something to keep an eye here with the Knicks. T-Wolves and Lakers alongside everyone else. The T-Wolves were number one in defensive efficiency last year. Best defensive team in NBA. The Lakers, not very good. Very poor defensive team. Give up 115 points per 100 possessions. They lose Taurean Prince. They bring in a rookie. They bring Koloko. The free agent acquisitions were not much. Koloko is a guy that lives on the injury report, and rookie Dalton Connect, great future, but we don't see – he's not the type of rookie that's going to go in there, I think, make a huge impact on the team right away. And again, something to say here. The Lakers won 47 games last year. Their season win total, 43.5. Right? So there's a little concern there with this Laker team that the bettors have no faith in this Laker team whatsoever. To me, the Minnesota depth is the key because that supporting cast for the Lakers, who knows what you're going to get from these guys. That was the biggest issue here. We know the aging stars, LeBron and Davis. LeBron is still putting up some pretty good numbers, but he just can't carry a team like he did back in his younger days, right? Just doesn't have the ability.
And he's not playing a lick of defense.
Right, yeah. And that's what's hurt the Lakers here has been their defense. Last year, they gave 115 points per 100 possessions. That's the bottom half of the league defensively. And also, one thing we saw with the improvement was the Lakers' three-point shooting. But, Jake Redick says we're gonna increase our three-point shooting because they were 28th in attempted threes. Well, if you're going to shoot more threes, that means you're going to have a little faster pace, right? You have those longer rebounds, and the defenders are going to get the ball. You're lucky to make 40% of your shots. You're going to miss 60% of your threes. Are you going to get those rebounds? If you don't, then the other team's up and running the other way. So we'll see. We'll see how that works.
Redick's got no experience, man. He's no plus. He's 100% negative. He's got no experience. Haven't made calls in in-game situations, and because he did a podcast with LeBron, he's the head coach. Double joke on the Lakers, man. They're just the joke of the league.
Yeah, that's the thing here. LeBron and AD play. Well, I think they have talent advantage. I think too when you look at the Olympic team versus the rest of the world. Bit there. We had
they had Edwards on that Olympic team.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about the Olympics? Yeah, let's talk about the Olympics.
Yeah, it was something.
This might be his year that he gets his MVP and stands out because he's a monster. He's like J.R. Ryder combined with Michael Jordan. Just bigger body. There's nothing anybody can do. If a forward comes out there, he goes by him. If two guards on him, he's too big for him. So that he's a total mismatch.
Yeah, I guess I'm responding to what I think. I don't think that Dalton Connect can have an immediate impact because we don't see that a lot with rookies. We'll see. What do you thought? What's your thought there in Connect there, Jorge?
I'm not going to put him in the NBA 3-point shooting contest right now.
Let's see how he does.
Good fundamentals, good baller. He has a good shot.
Yeah.
Am I give him the 3-point shooting title of the NBA? No.
And also too, when you're a rookie, do you have the green light? You got a lot of veterans on this team, right? And it's a very veteran-laden Laker team, and sometimes these rookies, I don't think he's going to have the green light
to shoot. How many are allowed? Yeah, how many are allowed to shoot? But they're going to give you a limit, right? They're going to be like, hey, Connect. You're not allowed to throw up 30 shots. You're not. No chance. Someone will start being like, "Hey."
He's just got to catch up to the flow of the NBA. Look at Hero down at Miami,
right?
You know what I mean? He's super talented, unstoppable one-on-one. No one can guard the kid one-on-one. Nobody. He can create his own shot. Connect could be a hero type, but it's going to take him time.
It takes him time. Yeah,
you got to get used to the league and learn how to play at that level.
With rookies, they always say 25 to 30 games. That's when the coaches.
Sometimes a couple seasons.
Right, a couple. It is. Yeah.
Sometimes they got to get through their sophomore season before they get up there and do it. So there's no way to know when he's gonna.
And don't forget it's not all about the offense in the NBA. You're gonna have to defend now. And to me, the challenge now for these shooters coming into the league is, what can you do on the defensive end? But it just seems to me that the standards have been set very low defensively now for everyone in the league, right? To defend.
Yeah, except the winning teams. I mean,
except the winning teams.
Look at the Knicks. They put Bridges at the 2 guard. You got a 6'8" dudes covering you 2 guard who can play defense. That's going to be a nightmare. If we don't have a big team, when you go to play them, they're going to be a nightmare matchup.
And keep an eye on the matchup who Connect's going to be guarding. And if they put a mature player with a mature NBA body on him, trust me, it's going to be.
And he may be a bust. There's no guarantee. If there's a timeline when he's going to be good. He could be a bust.
Just look at Caitlin Clark when she started from college, women's college basketball to the WNBA. Look what the physical difference there was in her game versus the veteran women in the WNBA. Right? You saw that right away. Yep. She was no doubt about that.
They beat her up. They beat her up.
They beat her up. They got the rookie treatment, right? I mean, they got the same thing to Jordan when he broke in the league, right? And the Pistons, everybody was beating him up back in those days. But
that's what they did.
I'm going to do some research and see what the league is calling for. I don't think there's any huge drastic rule changes, but it doesn't mean, you just got to keep reading and see what Silver says, what comes out of the side of his mouth, because they're going to dictate what the speed of the game is going to be.
Right.
If they want a high scoring and they want everybody watching, we're going to know. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see if we can kind of figure out the style early on how it's going to be. They should not call as many fouls. Just get the defense back involved. It's too many high scoring games. It's not as fun to watch. You don't want it to be the 90s where it's a drag out fight every single. Well, I mean, I liked it every single basketball game.
Right?
But then have some of that, and then have it in the last 5 minutes of the game. Yeah, they should do it. Swallow the whistles a little bit. Let them play it out at the end. I think it would do a lot better for the ratings in the league and easier to bet.
Yeah, right. Nothing like a foul. Nothing like a whistle to blow to decide the game at the end. Nobody wants to see that at all. We want to see these guys go hard at it and finish.
In the NBA,
a little bit of rock, a little bit of elbows, a little bit get in there, get dirty, grind.
How bad the NFL was last year. The NFL is over 10 penalties on people deciding final drives. All the way down the field. You notice they're not doing that anymore. I'm telling you, I had Tim Donahue on my show. I was the first one to have him on radio in Vegas after he got off probation. And he would talk about the non-calls, and they don't fix a game saying, hey, make this score in this game, make this game lose. But they come in and tell them about the style of play they want the games called. Yeah. And that's as a unit, they go out and they do that. They get graded. It's a job. Let's separate it away from betting and the sports. The referees are a big deal. Injuries are a big deal, as we've kind of pointed out with Dr. Chow's injury report. So every year, it changes up a little bit, and I'm not a fan of Silver. He's got to do something to improve the league of the game, and we have to endure another year or two of LeBron James.
Yeah, that's the way that's going to be here. How this rolls. But any team on your radar, Jorge, in the NBA?
I'm just starting to look a little bit. I mean, Dallas will probably be team favorite to want to follow.
We got Thompson over there now.
Luka's got to quit crying so much. I mean, I'd probably watch more Dallas games, but Dallas looks really good. Oklahoma City looks ridiculous, and now they went and got 2 defensive players. Again, we're talking about defense, right? You got to play that defense in the last 5 minutes of the game, where they got Caruso and Hartenstein.
Hartenstein, for the Knicks, yeah.
So I'm sorry to pick on the big favorite, to see how that'll come up. And I guess the X Factor team, Golden State. You know what I mean? All these young guys getting their contract.
No Thompson anymore.
You know, Moody and Kuminga could have their coming out show, right? And
the impact of Clay leaving the Warriors going to the Mavericks.
You know what? I think it's going to be a good one because I think he was a negative last year with the contracts. You know, so why would he move last year? But the year before when they won the championship, and Clay was playing well again, that is the one that we have to compare it to.
Okay, no doubt. Oh, your thoughts, Rod?
For me, you know, I if that 76ers team could stay healthy, I like their chances.
Paul George.
When you bring Paul George over there, you know, Paul George is the guy who will draw defenders to him. And then what is he good at? Passing the ball. He's just a beast at passing the ball. So basically, you have Paul George on the court when Embiid's on, so he'll be able to pass to Embiid because he'll draw the defenders. Embiid will be open. And Tyrone Maxey, same thing. So when Embiid's sitting, you got Maxey on the floor, and you still got George that'll draw some teams. So as long as they can stay healthy, that's the biggest thing. In George's age is he's getting up there. He's not a young spring chicken anymore. Neither is Embiid. So these guys have had health issues.
Embiid's got to adjust his game for his age and body. You know, Jordan blew out his ankle when he was trying to dunk on everybody, and then all of a sudden he came back and said, "You know what? I need to develop a jump shot."
So exactly. So I think that's what he'll do. I think that's exactly what he'll do. He doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting like he used to, right? Maxey's dunking in 30 in the middle. So I like that.
If his goal was to average 7 assists a game, that's kind of high, but whatever, 6-7 assists a game, more than 5 for the center. If that was his goal and he fed those guys the ball around him, it'd be less. Like, give him the ball at the top of the key and let him distribute it. You know what I mean? He passes well. If he does that, then he can pick and choose. He can stay away from double teams and getting hammered, going down low, and give himself some one-on-ones, which is what he's going to need if he wants to play significantly during the year.
Yeah, they stay healthy. I like him. For sure. Said take that Dallas total over. What Dallas does well is beat up on the bad teams. And they have plenty of bad teams to beat up on this season to get us over that win total for the Mavs. When you look at it, I looked at the schedule and I'm like, there's plenty enough bad teams. And I think that what were they 20-5? I think against the bad teams last year. It wasn't even close. So that's another one. Team total. But I like the 76ers come up east.
Yeah, interesting teams in the West and the middle. I know John Morant back from Memphis. They'll probably get back in the postseason. Phoenix Suns got a coach, and they got to stay healthy. They got a team there. Houston Rockets was one of those young rising teams.
Most improvement will be Memphis, only because of all the players that they used last year. They were down to third string starting 5,
and they found a diamond.
And covering,
we were covering.
My man, they found a guy though. They found my man Gigi Jackson. They found a diamond in there.
Yeah,
remember Gigi? Yeah, they found a guy.
The example I always like to use is the Detroit Lions. Back in the day when they went from losing, they put all rookie pitchers in there. I can't remember the year it was, but they had lost they lost over 100 games. They just let the rookie pitchers go out there and get roasted all year long. And what did it do? It turned them into hardcore veterans. They couldn't be shaken. Then all of a sudden they turn it around and got a couple acquisitions and they go win World Series. So Memphis with Edney, and Edney legit. They box and one zones. Hack the hell out of him in college. Now he's going to be one-on-one for the most part. And I think he had a pro game that doesn't really kind of like Jordan in a sense that Jordan always had his game, but he played the college game under Dean Smith. An average, 19 points a game. Edney will score more points. If it's one-on-one, he's got a smaller center on him, and which is usually going to be the case. If he's setting up in the post, that guy's going to be 20-10 easy.
Your projected bottom teams here are probably most likely Jazz, Trailblazers, Spurs, even the Clippers. I saw their season win totals in the 30s.
Hold on. I don't know about the Spurs.
The Wizards bottom league, their schedule is going to be tough. They face a lot of.
Toronto's got a bunch of young kids.
Toronto.
Are there? They're gonna.
Yeah. The Raptors. Watch out for the Raptors.
You got to watch those young. The league where they adjust the most because there's less players, and it's because you get into so many minutes is the NBA. You could have a really bad team, that's getting some starters in there, or you finally get some guys in there that have some chemistry. In 2-3 games, they could be covering spreads. They don't have to be winning games. They don't have to be going to the playoffs. When it's that off night, it's always +8, +9. It's like, +6 or anything over +6 constantly. They're going to play hard and they'll cover those spreads. They may not get the W's, but they'll cash tickets.
Yeah, they will be. And of course, they'll let Rod talk about the Raptors, the team that disappointing Raptors, Rod.
Right. They're just we may have this. It's been a while. Look, it's been 2019 since we've done something. So, man, that doesn't seem like that's how fast time flies. That just seems like
if you're gonna gut your team not to pay nobody, you do it right after the championship, like Huizinga did down at Miami. I think he did it twice. Yeah. Once he wins the championship and knowing all those guys are going to want a big thing, he got rid of all of them.
Yeah, we're out. You guys are all out. We got to start over. No,
if you're going to do that, get rid of all of them because everybody wants them and collect a bunch of draft picks and start over. Toronto waited like 4 years to do it, which made no sense.
Waited too long. Yeah, waited too long. And now you're so far behind trying to rebuild this team, and it's like,
and you don't have the first round draft.
Now here's a team that's exciting and rising. We'll see where they go. Is Indiana Pacers, also the Magic in there?
Yeah, Magic, because Magic played some defense last year. They hang their head on playing defense, and they're going to be a lot better too. So, but Memphis, man, I said if I have to pick the most improved team this year. And I think I don't think we're going to hear anything out of Morant. Hopefully, he's not even going out and about. Hopefully, he's keeping his ass at home at night and not hanging out with his buddies. And I think so. I think the injury on top of his suspension probably put a little reality more back into him. He's got to take care of his health and be ready to play and be ready for his team. So, or if not, he's going to be out of the league. He'll be out of the league in 2-3 years. So, I mean, he's super talented. But they're not going to pay him that much money for him to be a distraction and continue to act like he's 19 years old and out and about, hanging out at the club. So I think he's at that point. He's kind of at the Big Ben level, right? When Big Ben was hanging out at the clubs and getting all kinds of trouble.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Came in, bought a ranch, took him, dragged his ass to the ranch, and he wasn't going out no more. He started going to
the Big Ben days. Yeah. Reno, right? The one stuff that happened in Reno, whether Teletown or Reno, right?
A bunch of places.
Yeah, one of the one that they kind of.
Yeah, he's awesome. No one can cover the guy, but he's gonna need to act a little bit more professional and be there for his team.
Yeah, we're looking forward to a great NBA season. We'll be covering here on the Tony. We're covering on Tony Six Morning Show. A lot of the games here. Looking forward to a great season here in the NBA. All right. As we know, when we transition to hockey, we know it's time for Jorge to roll. So let's find out what Jorge has for sale over at Tony's Picks. And it's a big week of action with the start of the NBA season. We also have college football, NFL, and the World Series. It's going to start on Friday. Dodgers and Yankees. We'll be definitely talking about that in the coming days. Jorge having a great year in 2024. What do you have going? What do you have for sale over at Tony's Picks?
I got to play up in the NBA. Obviously, I'm going to look at my totals, and I was actually going to start following, handicapping, making mock plays in hockey. But then I realized I got to go buy the blue book for college basketball. I just, I'll tell you when I'll do it. When football's over, and if I can February and all that, I'll have my little mock plays, and maybe I'll just play with totals first, and see if I can get a little grasp on some totals. So I'll try to pick up on it. But in the meantime, I'll stick to basketball. It's always been my forte. I definitely, I've learned my lessons back at the Stardust line. I just don't want to give my opinion on something I'm not 100% sure on, or I got a good pulse.
Oh man, you'll get called out over there, man. That was a rough crowd. And over there, they go right to your face, right? Because those guys just can't. They're sitting the sports. They just can't wait to get in your face.
Oh, some guy. No, this guy came from Missouri to do it. And I guessed on on Carolina the year with the Holmes, the quarterback. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl, but lost. And I said they weren't very good or something. And I didn't check what's going on. It was kind of just again, and no one expected him to do it. I mean, I wasn't that far off, but I think I went 57% that year, all year long, putting out 4 or 5 plays a day up there at raw and speed. And the guy comes in and just grills me on one thing that I guessed wrong at. So no guessing on my part. I always do my homework, a lot of due diligence, late steam. So if you buy a package from me, you got to be looking for your emails. I'm going to even start putting this in my promos. Definitely sign up for a package, even if it's 3 days from me. You'll save some money. And you also get some of my late steam picks. I had some half times. We don't have that here on the side yesterday, but one came through. The second one should have, but that's okay. That happens. But definitely looking to pick my spots. I'm not going to be putting out 10 NBA games to start the season. But there'll definitely be some best bet packages where I pick my best pick from each sport.
That's right, guys. Got to go with Jorge. Long-term pass, get that late steam. We allow our cappers to post plays in 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time. But those plays are emailed to your inbox using the email used to sign up for the service. You get your regular member plays in by 11 a.m. Eastern time, but we allow our cappers that cap throughout the day and night to find more winners for you to put money in your pocket here with the late steam feature here at the TonySpicks.com handicapping site. All right. Jorge, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that great success, and we'll catch up with you again hopefully tomorrow. On Thursday. That's right.
Have a winning day, guys. Good luck.
Good luck.
Jorge
Gonzalez here on the Tony Spicks Morning Show. Let's continue on. Now let's knock this out here with Rod. Here we're going to knock out this 16-game card from the NHL. Every team in action. My guess, there's 32 teams, so you do the math, right? 16 times 2 is 32. So you're going to learn something.
All in action.
All in action tonight. So let's knock this one out here with Rod. We start off here. Early action today. We got Caps, Flyers, Wild, Panthers, Lightning, Devils.
Yeah, well, look at those three there. I'm looking here at the first one. I'm looking at. I like. Where's my notes here? I like the Devils here in this spot. You look Tampa off the second half of a back-to-back. They didn't look so good versus the Leafs. Lost 5-2 in that one. Now you have to come in and take on this Devils team. This will be their 9th game of the season already. Devils 5-2-1 to start their season. And Tampa's going to have to start Johansson in goal in that one. And well, we seen Johansson last time. He's good for giving up 2, 3, 4 goals. And this Devils defense has definitely stepped it up. So give me the Devils in that one, in that time slot. And then I lean to the dog with Minnesota. The way Minnesota's been playing to kickstart their year, going into Florida, I think they got a shot to get a win there in that one. Give me the dog with the Wild. We're Florida. Look at Wild have done quietly. 3-0, 1-1 to start their year. Eck is back for the Wild as well. He was a key piece to that power play. So I like the Wild there in that one.
Yeah, from Marauder, let's continue here on the NHL rundown. We're ready for the next series of games. We've got here Stars, Sabres, Rangers, Canadiens, Maple Leafs, and Blue Jackets.
And look at the Stars taking on Buffalo. This Dallas team defensively is just top 5-1 to the under, and should be odds are getting the start for Dallas in goal in that one. And even if it is, if they give him a rest, and it's the Smith's been lights out for Dallas in goal. So I like the under 6 in that one. It's gonna be tough for Buffalo to pile a whole pile of goals there. So take the under in that one. And the other one, I'm looking at the under in the Rangers of Montreal. You know, look, Shesterkin's going to get the start for the Rangers in that one. And should be Montembeault getting the start for Montreal in that one. Montembeault for Montreal at home. He's been playing lights out hockey. So sub 3 goals against at home for Montembeault. Shesterkin, you know, he does always sub 3 goals against. Take the under 6 Rangers, Montreal.
Now from Rod, let's continue on here. We're ready for the next set of games from the 16-game card. Red Wings, Islanders, Jets and Blues, Canucks and Blackhawks.
Yeah, you're looking at. I'm looking at this Jets taking on the Blues. You know what? You look at this Jets team, and hey, they haven't lost yet. They're the only undefeated team left in the NHL. 5-0, and they're doing it with defense, allowing only 1.25 goals per game. Hellebuck standing on his head, lights out again, and this offense is rolling with the Jets. They're definitely picked it up right where they left off last season's regular season, where they were the 3rd hottest team. And coming here against the Blues, Blues off to a good start themselves, 4-2 on the season. And as I said, they're fast. They're picking up Holloway and Broberg. Ooh, the Oilers missed Broberg. He's a +6 already to start the year. It's huge on defense. Holloway's got a goal. They're chipping in. So those two guys have picked up for the Blues. But I like I just can't go against them. Jets just absolutely the better team there in that one. Give the Jets in regulation in that one there. And then Detroit and the Islanders. Just give me the Islanders in that one. Detroit on the road. They are 0-10 in their last 10 road games versus a Metro opponent. The Islanders are just too tough at home. Give me the Islanders Lay it on the money line. I don't mind then laying that little bit of juice. If your book offers you in regulation, take the Islanders in regulation there.
There you go with Rod. All right, let's continue on as we get ready for the next series of games. We got Avalanche, Kraken, Bruins, Predators, Hurricanes, Oilers. Remember, early start there in Seattle here, 8:30 Eastern there for Rod.
Yeah, weird early start there in Seattle for that Kraken game. And you know what? What we see is that everybody's probably going to jump that over 6.5 because we've seen Colorado defensively hasn't been the greatest, but I think they're slowly starting to figure things out. You look at their last game, and it was a 5-1 win for the Avs. So we didn't get up and over that total. And that total dropped. It was at 6.5. It dropped to 6. And here, head-to-head versus the Kraken. Last time we seen it was 5-1, 4-1, 2-1, 4-1, 3-2. One of those lower scoring games. I think 6.5 is too many of that one. Take the under Colorado and Seattle. It's Colorado. Sure, they were off to that horrible defensive start. Well, you got to remember this is a couple seasons team that's off of winning the Stanley Cup. So they figured things out. They figured things out defensively. Take the under there in that one. And then you look, is Nashville going to finally get themselves a win? You look 0-5 to start the season. Definitely not the way this Nashville team wanted to start the season. But you look at Boston, they come in, they're 6-1 in their last 7 versus Nashville, 4-0 in their last 4 trips into Nashville. Give me Boston in that one over Nashville to keep them still winless.
From Jorge, from Rod, let's continue on here. Next game, we'll close up hockey here with these next 4. We've got the Senators and the Hockey Club, Utah HC, Penguins, Flames, Sharks and Ducks, and we got a super late night game, 11 Eastern time. Kings, the final game on their road trip, although you can see the Anaheim game might have been close, really close to home there, and they face the Golden Knights.
Yeah, you look at the Ottawa taking on this Utah Hockey Club. Ottawa on the road is definitely not where they play their best hockey. Always been that way. They play their best hockey at home. It's been a few seasons that Ottawa hasn't been the greatest on the road. But against this Utah Hockey Club, I'm quite sure that this Utah Hockey Club has been a public favorite, and people just love betting the Utah Hockey Club. So for me in that one, I think Ottawa with Altmark and goal comes in and steals a win from the Utah Hockey Club. Also lead to an under there, lower scoring 1. And then we're looking at Los Angeles. We'll look at that. San Jose taking on Anaheim. We'll touch on that quickly. Anaheim just dominates the Sharks. You look at San Jose. They've lost 16 straight versus teams on losing streaks. San Jose is one of those. If you're on a losing streak, hey, come play us because we'll toss you the win and you'll end your losing streak. They've done that 16 straight hockey games versus teams on a losing streak. So give me the Ducks in that one. And then the Kings taking on Vegas. That late night game, that's going to be late for the Kings. So they're normally used to being up that late, but you're in Vegas. Too many pretty fancy lights and bells and whistles going off, and you've been on this long road trip waiting for the Crypto.com arena to be finished the renovations so you can actually play your home game. So you got to watch the Lakers play their home game first before you even get to go in there to play a game. So
they got the Clippers stench out of there. They got the Clippers stench out of there. They got to clean it up.
They were still letting it air out from the Clippers leaving, right? So they had all the doors open, were airing out, they had fans. They were trying to get that Clippers stench out of the building before the Kings got back in there. So tough spot. Where's Vegas done all season long? They've won at home, lost on the road. I just can't go against Vegas at home. I think it's this last game of the road trip. I think the Kings are ready to go home. So give me Vegas on the puck line. I think they beat up on the Kings in that one.
There we go. From Rod here, we got you through the big 16-game card here from the NHL. So we got you through the games. Now let's figure out the parlay peripherals here as we'll take a look at this Tuesday card. We'll start here with Rod with our parlay peripheral segment.
We're going to go with the under in the Knicks Celtics. Then we're going to take the under in Dallas and Buffalo. And we're going to take Vegas on the puck line. Little 3-teamer there for you.
3-teamer there from Rod. Let's see what I've got for you here. Let's see. Still looking at college football. And I'll go here with the parlay. We're going to take the Minnesota Timberwolves in a parlay, a 2-team parlay here with La Tech. All right. You guys are through the parlay peripheral. Let's see what Rod has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. Rod has been cranking it up right now. We're going to show you the numbers. He's been on fire here for the 2024 here with 1474 units of profit here, 2024. Rod, what do you got for sale?
And over sale at Tony's Picks today, I've got my NBA drop a dime play. That play was very profitable to us last season, so definitely scoop that up singly. I also have my NHL Sniper play of the day. That NHL Sniper play is in my Tackle the Book Tuesday, which is a 5-pack on the ice. Absolutely love the NHL action today. So don't buy the Sniper play singly. Buy the Tackle the Book Tuesday. You'll get all 5 plays on the NHL. Or even better yet, hey, grab a week pass and join me for the week. We've got NHL. We got NBA back. We've got college football. As Tony said, we got the MLB World Series starts on Friday. So you grab that week pass, that'll get you right on through. You can see that we've been solid in the NFL as well, having a nice little run there. So you don't want to miss out on any of the plays I got going. And as we've stated, you don't want to miss out on any of those late steam plays that we find a play that we get some late info on. With NBA being back, that's definitely prominent, those late steam plays. When you find out some of that late info, you want to be on something long-term so you don't miss on that. So take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well over at Tony'sPicks.com. Pairing me up with any one of the other hot handicappers you see at Tony's Picks. Don't forget that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off.
That's right. For the site here, Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description. Get right over to the site, and you'll find Rod amongst the leaderboard here on the leaderboards. And the promo code there will save you that 15% off. I've got the best bet on the board right now here from college football. Get on board with me. As Rod was saying, the long-term pass. If you get that 7-day pass, got my NFL for this week, as well as my college football, Major League Baseball playoffs. We'll get some NBA in there for you as well this week. So with all these sports overlapping, perfect time to get the long-term pass to save yourself money instead of having to pay per pick. All right. We got you through the show. We're going to be back tomorrow again at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. More handicap from college football. We'll get throughout. We'll look at the NBA. See if we've got NHL. There'll be some teams on. If there's games tomorrow, there'll be some back-to-backs because everybody's in action today. We'll
there will be a couple. I think there's only one game tomorrow in the NHL.
All right.
So yeah, that team will be on the back-to-back. So I'll give you a quick look. I'm quite sure it is Philadelphia playing Washington again. It's a home and home. So it's the exact same team, home and home spot there. Flyers play Washington tonight, and then they go to Washington and play them tomorrow night. So home and home spot there for Philly and Washington.
We've got a bigger schedule from NBA for Wednesday as well.
Massive.
Massive schedule.
I didn't count, but I seen a whole lot.
Yeah, so we'll be ready to roll here with the big NBA card here for tomorrow. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, set notifications, be live with us, get the plays in real time, and get to the site, get on board with our premium picks as well. That's going to do it for the show. We're going to wait goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning Tuesday. We'll be back here tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.